Almost cried when she did this because it reminded me so much of the people at my home. I saw her in an entirely different light that night, and I had to hold myself back from kissing her right then and there. But like a respectful Amish man, I waited until we had to say goodnight. I took a dramatic pause in front of the exit door and asked if she would go to Wingstop with me, as a date. She laughed at me so hard but she said yes. I nearly sped home that night. On the day of the date, she stayed 3 feet away from me instead of 5, and giggled at nearly everything I said. She even hyped up my Star Wars talk, which I recently learned wasn't a very cool thing to like. But at the end of the date, when I tried to kiss her she gagged. I felt like I had PTSD from my first day and asked her why she would do that. She sighed loudly and said she didn't want to smell it. When I asked what she was talking about, she told me she didn't want to tell me but my breath was absolutely terrible. She was afraid to smell it all the time, but she still liked me so she ignored the yellow teeth. She just couldn't handle the smell. I didn't flip out on her and just shut my mouth super tight and hugged her, thanking her for telling me the truth. Now I finally understood why everyone hated me. They couldn't handle my breath and yellow teeth, not my words, or maybe it's both, I don't know. So I went home and googled on my tiny Android any possible solution. I knew my parents used the same ingredients as Colgate, so I avoided main brands like the plague because clearly that wasn't working. After some hours on the internet, I found a study that said hydroxyapatite and xylitol were key ingredients in remineralizing and whitening teeth. The study explained that hydroxyapatite makes your enamel stronger because it makes your teeth suit up and be able to fight against things that'll make cavities and holes in your teeth, while xylitol would help fight off tooth decay because bacteria in your mouth would try to eat it, but it dies due to the fact that bacteria can't digest xylitol. After learning that, I started searching for a toothpaste with hydroxyapatite and xylitol instead. I ended up buying this one called ORL toothpaste, and when it came, I brushed my teeth like 3 times and went to school with it. For once, my lab partner didn't cringe around me. I was nearly giggling when she stood 1 foot away from me this time. The next day was the same case, and this time she stood right next to me. For the next 2 weeks, she continued to get closer and closer to me. I even started noticing a subtle change in myself. When I smiled, I didn't see pure yellow covering my teeth. For the longest time, I was convinced that yellow was the natural color of teeth, but clearly I was wrong. I didn't feel like I was inhaling pure onion that my mom made with breakfast while keeping my mouth shut. I even went to class that morning and found my lab partner hugging me, without being scared too. When I asked her to go on another date that night, she happily said yes. We went to Applebee's for a 2 for $32 and by the end of it, we were kissing like Lady and the Tramp over a plate of pasta. It didn't just end there though, because people started to maintain conversations with me. They actually liked my outfits and Star Wars talk, and it wasn't just my awkward talking. I finally found a community outside my home, but I knew I couldn't leave my family in the dark. I snuck the toothpaste in our homemade jar and I noticed the smell of our house slowly smelling better. I had no idea it stank so much because of our mouths, and once the smell disappeared my family started being nicer. They even let me bring home my lab partner. When they gave me their seal of approval, I knew I found chemistry and biology. Edit, for everyone asking, the toothpaste I bought was ORL toothpaste.